The Bamboo Project podcast starts in 3, 2.
Welcome to the Bamboo Project podcast. My name is DonivanGray, the future $10 billion man. On the way to 10 billion, I decided I'm going to help create 1,000 millionaires, including myself. And not by being a guru or selling a course, but by doing the things I already love to do every day and documenting the journey to get there. I figure I'll make all the mistakes so you don't have to. My name is DonivanGray, and this is how I will turn my life into a living. We made different playlists for all the things we are into, and you can find all of those videos in the description box below. This may be your first time here, and if it is, welcome to the family. But for everyone else, this is chapter 4, page 19. Today's date is Thursday, July 27th, and it is 7:42 a.m. So before we get into the topics of the day, we always start off with screen time. That is when me and Melissa check our phone so we know how much time we spent on it last week. All right, so last week, every day I spent an average of 6 hours and 4 minutes on my phone. No, wait, my bad. 8 hours and 23 minutes on my phone each day. That's last week. My highest usage day was Sunday for 9 hours and 54 minutes. And for the whole week, my most used app was YouTube, then Twitter, and then my camera. Damn, Instagram not even up here. That's crazy. So for the whole week, I used Instagram for 2 hours and 52 minutes. That's crazy. And YouTube for 11 hours. I picked up my phone on average 120 times per day, and my first used app after pickup was Mail. Okay, so what was your screen time looking like last week?
Last week, on average, I spent 6 hours and 11 minutes on my phone every day. My most used app was Instagram for 9 hours, then TikTok for 5 hours, camera for 4 hours, and I picked up my phone on average 180 times a day. First use is messages, then Gmail, then music, then Instagram.
Okay, now for the subscriber check. On the Candle channel, where we do weekly vlogs, go watch that. Ember Candle Co. That's MBURCANDLECO. We are currently at 474 subscribers. And on the main channel, we are at 6,552 subscribers on the main channel. What's going on, my Bamboo Project people? So this week, or last week, as y'all know, was it last week? Well, no, this week. The week before last week, we were doing Chelsea. So we told y'all how abysmal and how terrible that was. We had already scheduled for 2 weeks of Chelsea this month, right? It was going to be this week and 2 weeks ago. And the thought process now was, okay, depending on how Chelsea goes this week, will let us know if it's worth even doing again later. Like, should we even come back, try and do it in August, wait until October? Should we just kind of can it all together and instead do mostly online marketing, or at least learning how to do it? So that's pretty much what this entire week was or is for. All right. And as I always say, our expectation of Chelsea has diminished so much since from before we even started doing it. And the last week we did it, lowered it even more. So we went into the last week thinking, okay, maybe we could do 500 a day. Maybe can we at least strive for 500 a day? Because we thought we might be doing $1,100 a day, $1,200 a day. That's what we thought from before. Selling the small candles too, so that would have meant like 30-40 orders a day. It's not that, right? So we barely were doing $300 a day the last week we did it. So we went into this week with no expectation, more or less. It's like, okay, let's see how we do. If we hit a number, we'll do it again, because they did email us to come back to do it. So we figured If it works out, we'll do it again, but it's probably not going to work out because out of the 4 weeks that we did it 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we did it 3, 4, 5. This is our 6th week doing Chelsea. I think we had one decent week where we did like almost 5K, right? And then everything after that was pretty low. Like, wow, we're recording inside. There's no one in there. The people don't speak English. Everybody's traveling. They can't carry a candle. All the different things. So Monday comes, and in regular fashion, we are not on time, right? So this is probably our latest day getting there in terms of when they actually open. So before, in our first vlog, we were hype. We was early. We're like, oh, you about to be rich. Our life gonna change. We're gonna get out of debt. We're gonna do everything we need to do from Chelsea. We're gonna make all this money. We're making $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 a week. Then we're gonna, catapult that into getting employees, and then we're gonna take that money and put it into online. Then we're gonna, scale to a different place and have somebody here and there and here and there. And none of that happened, right? Because instead of making 9 or 10, we were making 2, 3, and 4, right? It's a far cry from 9 or 10. So this week on Monday, to our surprise, we did very well. I would say we did better than we expected to do. So we did almost $800 net. So honestly, we might have grossed almost $900. Let me double check. We almost did $800 in gross. We netted $726. So the gross sale was $775. Right? So that's a pretty decent day for as slow as it felt. And that was only doing 18 sales for the day. The time before, back in March when we did it, when we had that really good week, we had cracked $800 net on a Monday. I think we were doing 30 something orders. It was a very high, a holiday type of week, or it's Christmas or not, winter vacation, something like that, right? Winter recess. So that right now is our ceiling as far as we thought. And that, mind you, it was super busy that day. People were buying big candles, small candles. Honestly, so I'm gonna give y'all some context. So this Monday, funny enough, we sold no small candles because we just didn't even bring them. So we sold 11 7-ounce candles and 9 12-ounce candles this Monday, and we made $726. In March, we did 30 sales. 30, right? We were like, wow, this is really good. 30 sales. We sold 36. We sold 36 travel size candles. 36 of them. It's a lot of candles. So just off the small candles alone, we made $540, right? And then on the 12-ounce candles, we made what's the number here? We made $320, right? So that's just some context. So we sold 36 small and 8 big. Because the price of the medium candle is now $32, right? We sold 11 of those. So that means the first Monday we made more small sales than we did medium sales. And I always think about this because just from a business perspective, is it better to have a small ticket item that you sell more of, or is it better to have a high ticket item that you make more on but sell less of? So in this particular situation, we sold 36 of the small candles, right? So that comes up to $540. And then on this candle, the 7-ounce one today, or that day, we sold 11 of them and we made $352. Now here's the thing. 36 small candle sales is not a common thing, right? So it's not very sustainable. We didn't do that kind of volume for the rest of that week. And I would honestly say that it was busier that week than it was so far this week. With that being said, we still did $700 on the first day. So we're like, okay, this is pretty reasonable. And the thing about having a high ticket item is you're doing less work, right? Because to make more money, I only have to sell, 10 items to make, 11 plus 9, 20 items to make $700, right? Before I had to sell 40 something items to get to a little over $800. So if we had sold 2 more big candles that day, we would have had the same amount of money that we did back in March. So that's kind of been what we've been seeing so far this week. Now, the other thing that we changed, which also seems to have a great impact on sales, is our appearance. As you may or may not see, I have my hair twisted. I have not had my hair twisted in probably, honestly, around the time we bought the house. I think a couple months after that, I had it twisted still. And then after that, I let it go. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. Melissa's not doing it. So it's going to be how it is. And then it got to a point where it was just so big. And it was like, all right, I got to do something. Like I'll cut it off. I got to do something, because it can't just keep growing as big as it was. And I'm not doing anything to it, because now it just looks even crazier. So I decided to cut it. So now, last week, Melissa twisted my hair for the craft fair, right? That's for me. So now we also have a budget that we're going to go and try and buy some clothes, because the theory was, okay, we noticed that when we're at the fair, people address us differently. So we figured, okay, I know that my hair is not like taken care of. Melissa is not trying to do anything for herself. She puts on some clothes. I put on some clothes. That's kind of just how we go about the day. We might try and put on nicer clothes for the day, like, maybe like clothes that kind of fit, good silhouette or whatever. But that isn't the most important thing that for us when we left the house. It was, do we have the candles, and is it going to be busy? How much do we have to sell today? Right? That was pretty much how we looked at each day. So now how we look is a very important component. And even back then, there was a small inkling of that when I would wear my pink hat, because I felt as though I can come off as aggressive, especially with a beard, natural hair, and I'm black, fairly tall. So that can seem intimidating to certain people. So I'm like, all right, maybe the pink hat will disarm them when they see me, right? And it would work a little bit. And then I just kind of felt like it only would work if I had, like, it would work depending what the backdrop was and what else I was wearing. Sometimes I would feel like, okay, I'm wearing the pink hat, but people see some type of incongruency between the pink hat, what I'm wearing, and the background. And I think that it was kind of jarring for them to assess all three of those different things. The way that me specifically, I knew that the clothing back then had an impact was because when I would see people, right, I would say, hey, how are you doing? They even wouldn't look in that direction. They would just look somewhere else, right? They would act like they can't see us. They would try to walk past the table, looking at another table. They would come by the table, look up in the air, look all around, right? And then when somebody would finally even look at us when we say it, it was kind of like a, right? And we're like, wow, that's crazy. But we're getting a decent amount of sales. So we're like, whatever it is, their thing. We did notice something we call it the Sunday people. And those are the people that we feel like going to the perfume store like Macy's. They're older, of the Caucasian descent, and they feel like very uppity. That's kind of what we noticed on Sundays. So because we noticed that, we figured, okay, we'll try and put on a little different outfit, maybe a different shirt, a more Sunday-esque shirt. Maybe Melissa might wear a dress, something like that, right? Again, it's not like we're not doing anything other than that. It's just like, all right, we're doing that, and that's about it. We have some extra money left over from the loan that we got from Square, right? So like, okay, let's try putting some of that money into looking better, and let's see if it has an impact on sales. Our first day doing that was last week Saturday. Boy, oh boy, it is a almost night and day difference between how people interact with us when we do those things and when we don't. So I would say that Melissa has had the biggest impact in terms of change. Like, she has seen the biggest change between how people treat her when she does up herself and when she doesn't. I think when people get stunned by something, they just don't even know what to say, and usually it comes out in a crazy way. Like, their brain is trying to understand something, and then when it comes out, it sounds very different than what their brain was trying to comprehend. So Melissa started wearing makeup on Saturday, right? She's doing makeup, doing her hair. She bought some new clothes. She comes to the fair. People are like, oh my God, you look so pretty today, right? People go the other day that was at Williamsburg. 2 days ago, we were at Chelsea, and someone comes to the table who's a vendor, right? And she goes, hey, we've met before, I think we've met. She's talking to me. I'm like, yeah, she goes, my name is, tell me her name. I said, yeah, I'm Donovan. She goes, but you, I've never seen you before. Who are you? You must be new. Are you a new person here? Who are you? Right? I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Because Melissa I'm not at the fair by myself. And it's only me and Melissa that's there. So there has never been any other woman at the fair other than maybe me and my sister once. And I don't even know if Ariel did that fair. So mind you, at that time, we were doing the fair every single day. There wasn't like, oh, taking off, you take off this day and then I take off the other day. It was like, no, we are both here at least 5 days a week. So this person came up to the table and said, who are you? I've never seen you before, right? So now here's the funny thing, right? I can't even tell if anybody's gay. That's the thing. This happens so many times with Melissa that the women are just like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Wow. Like, you would think they were hitting on her, but I don't know. They could just be so stunned from not seeing her before, or seeing, I guess, whatever you want to call it, not seeing her in makeup before. And they just they start saying, people just say weird stuff. People just start saying weird things when they see Melissa with makeup on. They're just like, why you never do this before? Did you pay somebody for that? Oh, today's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Melissa. She's like, today's not my birthday. Like, oh, it's not your birthday. It's like, it's like, okay, what? Well, why you look like this? What's the reason because you never look like this? Why you look like this? Because this is not how you normally. My brain can't process what I'm looking at, right? And mind you, this is multiple people. It's not like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. It's like 5, 6, 7, 8 people multiple times a day. People come to the table multiple times per day to tell her, like, wow, look at you. And one person was like, I've seen you in this dress before, but something about today looks different. I don't know what it is, but that dress today on you looks different. Right. And I'm just like, it's crazy. It's insane. So for anybody listening in the future, if y'all are men or women, I would say there's a way to compliment somebody who does makeup, who does their makeup or whatever. Right. Saying you look pretty today is not the way. That's just, don't even go for that. And here's the thing. I have suffered from this in the past. There was a girl in high school, right? Very attractive young lady. And I remember one day she came to school and I was like, oh my God, are you okay? Like, are you sick? What's going on? Like, how are you feeling? Like, you look kind of down. You want me to get you anything? She was like, no, I'm fine. I'm just not wearing the makeup today. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, she had did her makeup every single day. I'm talking about like a full face of makeup every day. But I remember talking to her about it. She said she wake up like 2 or 3 hours earlier just do her makeup before she comes to school. And because I only see her like that, and I'm 15, 16, I don't know how makeup works. I just know either if I see makeup, I'm thinking you have on red lipstick or something like that. The natural type of look, I couldn't pick that up in at all, right? So I remember feeling so bad when she said that she was just didn't put makeup on that day, because I really thought she had the suds. I thought she was sick. I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, she had a pimple on her head. I never seen her with a pimple before. Her face didn't look as like bright and vibrant. I'm like, wow, what is going on? Like, I thought something happened to her. I'm like, nah, she must be going through something crazy right now. But no, she just did not have makeup on. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy. So from that experience, it has definitely been seared onto my brain and my memories to understand how to compliment or even speak about it. Personally, I don't even say anything. If I think somebody is attractive one day and not the other day, I won't even address it. I won't say anything. I'll be like, wow, you look nice today. Honestly, I probably don't even say that no more because I don't even know. I don't want to tell you look nice on the day you wear makeup and then dismiss you on the day you're not wearing makeup. Because you're going to, as a woman will know, like, yeah, the guy at the booth next to me told me I look nice today, but I'm wearing makeup. And I seen him for 7 weeks. He ain't said nothing to me all the time. So I'm like, I don't even want to do that. I just don't. You know what's a good one I do? Damn, I don't even know if it's good. Now I got to think about this. Damn. I like to go for the hair. I go, oh, your hair looks very nice today, right? But now it could be a weave. It could be a wig. You might wear natural hair a different day. So I got to just.
The bad word is today.
Oh, the word's today. My bad. You know what's a good one? You can't even compliment them. Because if I say, wow, you look stunning today, but you're wearing makeup, it's like, damn, now you know that you only look stunning because you wear makeup. This is the problem with makeup.
You can't say the word today.
I said today?
Yes. That is a bad word.
Damn.
Just
damn.
Look stunning. That's it. You can say it without saying today.
See, I'm still learning. You look radiating this time.
No. See? Why? That's the problem. Saying today, saying like right now, like your hair looks good today, like damn, you could just say your hair looks good.
But see,
how this looks. You can say that too.
But as a person, we're thinking about the day, like, oh, this Tuesday, like your hair looks very nice this day.
Why you have to tell me today? Why you have to tell? Because that's the thing, and that's where people get fucked up. Because they'll say, oh, you look really nice today, and then they feel a type of way that they said that. They feel a type of, the person doesn't say anything. The person be like, oh, thank you, right? And then they'll be like, well, I'm not saying that you didn't look good the other days. I'm just saying that today in particular, I really like how you look. But it's like now you're saying a lot because you should not have said today. You could have just said, oh, I really like how you look, or oh, this is a nice outfit, or oh, you're killing it, and then leave it at that. You don't have to say today. That's you letting me know that you don't like how I looked the other days.
It's not that I don't like how you looked the other day. It's more so that I didn't notice you the other day.
Sure.
So now that I notice you, I'm like, wow, you look very nice. Before, if I don't notice you, I can't say nothing.
That's so funny. Well, yeah, I've seen you every single day for the past, 2 years. And I didn't feel like saying nothing to you. But today.
Right. Today you done grab my attention.
Oh my gosh.
So
that is insane.
That's been Melissa's experience over the last 5 days or so. And I'm talking about every day.
The craziest thing is like when they're like, oh, who did your makeup? Like, oh, I did. They'd be like, So, and this is what they want to say. So why don't you do this all the time? That's what they want to say. But they can't say that.
Right. Right. So that has been the and the most common and main thing that's been happening over the last couple of days. So we have noticed for sure there is a difference in hair, makeup, clothes, right? So my hair, I got the hair part down. I'm still working on the makeup part. I haven't got that part down for myself. I'm gonna get to that part later, but I'm gonna come back to that one and probably do clothes for now. So I'm gonna do clothes and hair. I bought a pair of shorts yesterday just because I went to the fair and I was just like, bruh, I had on these shorts that I had from, I'm telling you, I don't buy clothes. I don't think since I've been one unless I've bought clothes. Have I bought clothes since we've been together?
It's not, unless it's for a special occasion.
Like what? What have I bought?
Like, going to the closing. When we went to the...
I didn't return that stuff?
We probably did.
That don't count. That don't count.
Right. So that we haven't returned, I don't know, because like I remember we went to the wedding. We went to the wedding with your dad, but that one I think we returned to. So I don't know. You might have some shoes
that I bought.
Yeah, remember? Like I think it might have been from Burlington or something. The boots. It was for the wedding. It's okay.
Yeah, I might maybe. So, yeah, I think I bought a pair of boots in the last 5 years.
Nah, I think you returned everything.
Everything else has been free, or I've had it since I was in high school, or some even middle school, right? So these pair of sweatpants that I have or had before that my aunt gave to me, which I again did not buy. I had cut them because they were too short back in the day. Or no. I was a bike messenger, I think. So I had them from before I was biking, and I think it was getting so hot. I'm like, you know what? I didn't have no shorts to wear outside because it was so hot. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna cut these. I'm gonna wear these. So I've been wearing those shorts for so long. They have no shape no more. They are just gray shorts that used to be sweatpants. So I was wearing those yesterday, and I'm just like, yo, this is not it. I'm like, even if my hair is done, this just feels sloppy. I'm like, I can't wear this. So I said, okay, I gotta find something to wear. I gotta put something on because I haven't really gone to do any like actual clothes shopping. And I don't know, maybe I don't like clothes shopping. Funny enough, as a kid, I used to hate going to clothes shop, but I don't know if I hate it now per se. I just say here's my thing. I don't like going to shop not being able to buy the clothes I want to buy. That's my problem. So I'm very particular about how my clothes fit, right? If I'm gonna buy clothes. So that's a reason why I don't really like other people to buy me clothes if it's not something that's like for basketball or just honestly like sweatpants or something like that. Because it's like I'm not really gonna wear this. And one thing I really not hate but notice about my body is that it can fluctuate dramatically very quickly. So right now I'm probably, I don't know, 210 maybe, something probably around 210, maybe higher, a little bit lower. I don't know, somewhere in that range. If I go and play basketball for 3 days, like next week, I can't fit my clothes no more. Like none of my clothes fit. Everything will be too big, right? If I don't play basketball for like a month, now I'm 300 pounds. I can't, like, it changes so dramatically. And what makes it worse is the parts of my body that gain the weight. So it seems that it's my posterior, my thighs, and my stomach. So those things are weird to gain weight in because they all poke out. So if I'm wearing pants that still fit my waist technically, but if my posterior is sticking out, now my pants don't fit because it's being stretched out backwards. Same thing with my stomach. It's like, okay, I have this shirt, I can throw it on me, I'm good. But the next thing you know, I start trying to pull over my stomach. It feels kind of tight, and it look crazy if I have this shirt that's tight. So my arm sleeves might be fine, but the stomach area looks crazy. So it's very hard to buy clothes for myself I have to know like what season I'm in for myself. Am I in my workout season? Am I in my basketball season? Am I running for the train season? I don't know what season I'm in to be able to know what clothes I can wear. But if it'll bring us more money, I have to figure out what clothes to wear, where to buy them from, right? Because I like to buy plain clothes that's high quality. That's what I like. So that's probably like for a pair of pants or a pair of sweats in like the 175, 215 range. Like I like to wear those kind of pants because I can wear them either for casual events, non-casual events. They fit right. I can throw them on real quick. Like they're good. That's my go-to. But the thing about finding those pants is I usually find them when I see someone else wearing them. I go, oh yes, that fit right there, I want. So if I'm not seeing that, then it's unlikely I'm going to find pants that I like just going into a regular store. So that has been my experience. But yesterday, because it was just going so weird, I'm like, I got to put some. I'm at least buy some shorts because this is not working. So I went down around looking for some pants to buy. I went to a store. I almost bought some pants for like $200, and I was just like, they're not even perfect. I'm like, these are not even my perfect pants to buy. The material is not good. They're a little bit big, and I'm like, $200. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. So I didn't actually end up getting those pants. But then I walked around the corner. They had a Vans store. I'm like, all right, cool. Vans right here. They end up having some shorts in there. I'm like, I bet. And it was on sale. They were $45. I got them for like $28. I'm like, okay, cool. I could do this. I'll show you the pants right now. The shorts right now. So these are the shorts. Some nice khaki colored elastic waistband drawstring shorts, right? They're like board shorts, I think they're called. Something like that. So I think it definitely helped with the appearance. It definitely helped with how I felt about being in the clothes, because even when you wear bad clothes, it affects how you feel. So that helped. However, it did not help enough. Yesterday was the worst day that we've had so far this week. It was a terrible day. And I think for the whole day, for 8 hours of the day, think about this, for 8 hours of the day, we did 5 sales. That's like one sale every 2 hours, almost, right? So we were in there drowning, like, this is crazy. Like, what is happening? So Melissa thinks that she should wear a different, like, she should wear brighter clothes, right? So that's one thing. One thing I noticed for myself is that I don't think people gravitate to the table when I'm wearing plain shirts. Like if it's a straight black shirt, straight gray shirt, even if the quality is good, I feel like I get more compliments on my shirt that has a phrase on it. The one I usually hear the most about is I'm to make sure I get it right. The reason I talk to myself is because I want expert advice, something along those lines, right? So I'm just try it again. The reason I talk to myself is because I want expert advice. So around that, people, when I walk down the street, people are like, facts, me too. Like I'd be like, what? They'd be like, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, the shirt, facts. So I'm like, okay. People gravitate to this a lot, and mind you, I have like 2 other shirts maybe that have sayings on them. People just always point them out when they walk by. They read them, they laugh, they joke, and whatever, right? So I go, okay, people like this. I also think people like when I have when I have on the My Hero Academia shirt, which is an anime. I get compliments on that all the time. Oh, I love that show. It's a great shirt. Oh my goodness. And I'm like, okay. So y'all like graphic tees, and funny enough, they're both in color, except for one of them's kind of blue and yellow. But I'm like, okay, I should have more graphic tees. Now, before, Melissa made me a shirt that's a very high quality shirt. It fits well. Well, it fit better when I was less big. But it's a good quality shirt. I don't think the response to that shirt is as good as it is at the fair as it was when I would just be doing day-to-day activities. So I have to go and find like graphic tees, either that have words on it or anime. I just lean into that. Find funny phrases and just wear those shirts. Colors, funny phrases. And honestly, I have a shirt from a store called Fairty. And one thing I think about them that I like is that particular shirt, it's not one solid color. Like it has one color, but then it has like a bunch of like either diamonds or squares or triangles on it or something like that. And I think that when someone sees me, it has more, I call it context. It's not just, hey, it's a black shirt, it's a red shirt, it's a blue shirt or whatever. Because honestly, to be completely honest, now that I'm thinking about it, even the only shirt that ever kinda was good was my plain black shirt. But my plain blue, my plain red, even if it's Nautica with the logo, it just isn't received well. And I noticed that, but I always thought, hey, this is a regular plain shirt. It should be received well. It's not. So I have to find out what clothes I can put on to, amplify to more sales. So the first day we did amazing. We did like 700. The second day we did like almost 5. We could have did more, but Melissa was home and she came like 2:30 or so, something like that. From the first like 2 hours, I think I did like 3 sales, 2 hours, but it was $175. People bought, they bought, what was it? They bought the big perfume. They bought big candles. They bought medium candles. I'm like, wow, this is great. This is going amazing. And like I said, that day still wasn't like a crazy busy day. And we did almost $500. So I'm like, okay, if Melissa was here the whole day from 11 to to the end of the day, we probably could have had a similar day to Monday. We did like $700-800. So I'm like, all right, boom. Wednesday comes, we're gonna be locked in. We're gonna come early. We're gonna get this money, and that did not happen. And it was just like, wow, this is just not it. A lot of the people were tourists, from international tourists who don't speak very good English, and it was children, a lot of children. So honestly, in the past, those people might buy a smaller candle, right? But we don't have those, or we didn't have them that day, so we didn't even sell. I'm honestly thinking like if we should bring them or not, because I'm like, I don't want to bring them, but I have to think about where we're at and who's buying what. A big thing we always hear people say, oh, the glass is going to break in my luggage or whatever, which is the only reason why we started to call the metal tin a travel candle. It didn't come out like that. That wasn't how we started. It was like, okay, it's a smaller candle. It's the 3 ounce. But then everyone was like, oh man, I'm traveling. I'm like, oh yeah, we got travel tin right here. Look at this travel. It's metal. It's small. You can throw it in your pocket. Yeah, look. They're like, oh my God, yes, it is a travel can. I'm like, yep, yes, it is. So we don't really have anything as of right now to market for people who are traveling. So we've been working on trying to figure out what that would be. And we have some ideas, maybe like a different box. I don't know if I told you this. So we had it happened twice so far. We had 2 different people this month, in the last 3 weeks, who bought a candle, who paid for a candle at the fair, and then we shipped the candle to them. This is the first time and second time in this month that has ever happened. So I'm like, that could be a viable option, but they were domestic travelers. They weren't from overseas. So that's something we can look into. It helps. It helps. It doesn't solve the problem. I think it just helps to alleviate some of the stress from the problem. So that has been how we've been doing so far this week. Today I'm taking off. I had to edit the vlog for you guys on the other channel from Monday. I'm hoping it's short because I'm considering if I might come in today just so we can get some more money. So yeah, I was thinking about that. We're finally, I sent in the, what is it called? The pictures to be blown up to have at the fair, because I also think that it does take away from us at the fair if we don't have a backdrop. So that's something I think helps us. And we don't currently have the garland set up or the clouds over here. But hey, we did great on Monday and pretty good on Tuesday. So I'm hoping today's going to be better and not worse. On to the next thing I had on my agenda for today. We had this photographer that we were supposed to work with, right? And lately, I don't know what it is. I don't know what email we signed up for or who stole our information, but a lot of people have been emailing us, DMing us, calling us to work with us. We had someone call us the other day for packaging, like different kinds of packaging. We've had someone reach out to us about UGC content. We've had someone reach out to us. If you don't know what that means, it means user generated content. We've had people reach out to us for photography, for short form content, just a lot of different not email marketing, regular marketing, social media managing. There's a lot of different things. And I don't really know how they're finding us. I take it as God saying, hey, listen, it's your time to expand on these things. And one thing I always find is funny is that just the other day, Melissa and I were talking about packaging because someone at the fair had asked if it comes in a box, and we were like, no, it doesn't. Then we get a call randomly the next day from someone saying that they make package or box packaging, and we're like, I guess that's God saying it's time. That's time for us to do that now. So that's how that has been going. And the photographer person, right now, I feel like I'm falling in the same boat as I was with the contractor, because I think I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt. That's not true. That's not what it is. I don't think that's what it is. So I'll give you some more context. This photographer had reached out to us and said they wanted to do product photography for us. We said, okay, great. They do some lifestyle shots. We can use that for ads, for the Instagram, for the website. This would be great. The pricing was amazing. It's like $50 per picture. I could do that. That's reasonable. So we sent her like 3 candles. She says that she will have the candles picture done by July 22nd. I think it was July 24th, maybe. I'm like, all right, it's kind of long from now, like a week for 3 pictures or whatever. I'm like, sure. 2 days before that date, she emails us and says, oh, I can't do it. You know, it's going to be late. It's going to be another week. I'm like, another week for the pictures? I'm like, all right, right. Now, the funny thing is, before she had even sent that first email, the second one about her being late, I had told myself, if she's late, I should just cut her off and dub her, because we haven't even worked together and you already are saying you need a week extension, right? So I'm like, if she says it to me, I'm gonna say that. So she says it and I'm kind of like, right? And that I feel like is a problem. I think the reason why I'm like about it is because there isn't much that we're losing in a transaction. We're not linked to the person, right? So if she does at some point give us the pictures, to me it's still a win. It doesn't really bother me to not, like, she already has the candles, so if she don't take the pictures, it is what it is. We're still doing whatever we're doing. If she does take the pictures and they come out good, then we can use them. The third option is she takes the pictures and they come out bad, which, I mean, it's like, we're not going to pay for it. So, like, we didn't pay no money. All we did was send her the candles. So I'm like, all right, that's a trade-off. So I asked her what she said she was going to be. I'm like, what's the reason that you're going to be late? Like, what happened? She goes, oh, I'm moving. I'm like, all right, sure. So we should get the pictures on Sunday. She said, oh, no. Did she say Sunday? Bro, I think she said August 2nd. I think she said August 2nd. Yes, she said on or before August 2nd, which is next Tuesday. Next Wednesday. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Bruh, mind you, the first date was the 23rd, which was 4 days ago. And now she's saying we might not get them until almost 10 days later. So, like I said, that's kind of annoying. I'm thinking if she pushes it back again, I want y'all to hold me to this. She's done. She's done. She's fried. She's cooked. All right. I will tell her, listen, we don't want to work with you. You're unprofessional. You're late twice before we got any pictures or anything. It's our first interaction. Like, the first interaction with you was this. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to dub her. And we met somebody else at the fair who does some type of social media marketing or does pictures and photography. So we might use them instead. We'll see how it goes. Now up we have the League of Villains segment. I'll let Melissa do her let her explain to you how her week has been.
Hello. Hi everybody. I've been going through a lot this past week in terms of like my face and my eyes. I had woke up one day and my eyes were swollen. Like, my left eye was swollen, and then, it kind of went away. I started doing my skincare routine when I bought all the stuff last week, so that's been going pretty well. And then I started wearing makeup. So the thing is, I haven't worn makeup in a while. The main reason why is because I didn't clean my brushes. Like, I wasn't wearing it as often. I wasn't going out as much. And then when I did want to wear makeup, I pretty much just used what I had in my closet. And then that time that I did that, like, it was old makeup brushes, it was old like products and stuff. I ended up with a sty, and that sty was there for like a long time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing my makeup again until I can afford to replace my products and stuff. And as y'all know, we couldn't afford that. So that's pretty much the main reason why I haven't worn makeup in a long time. So now that we have the budget to work on our appearance in order to, boost up the business, I'm like, okay, I know I have to, I can use that money to replace my makeup products. So I replaced the ones that like are touching my eyes really. So like mascara, any like primer that specifically goes on my eye and all that stuff I threw out. And I kind of like disinfected all my like, all of my eyeshadows and stuff like that. I just sprayed it with some like rubbing alcohol and kind of was like, okay, this should be enough. So, and it was good. It was good. Like I did my makeup, I took it off, nothing happened. Whenever I wear my lashes, I disinfect them once I take them off. Like I was doing really good. And then, so I also have old skincare products as well. So y'all know La Roche Posay. I don't know how to say it. La Roche Posay, I think. I don't know how to say it. But either way, I had that micellar water, but it's been in the bathroom for maybe like 3 years now. So, and I also have a cleansing oil. I have dry skin. So, I want to double cleanse. Normally I use my cleansing oil with my cleanser. That night, I'm like, okay, let me switch it up. Let me see if I like it, if I like the cleansing oil better or if I like the micellar water better. I used the micellar water, the old micellar water, to clean my face and everything. And that shit broke my face out. Like, my face is still breaking out right now. I have a whole bunch of tiny bumps on the top of my eyelid and on the bottom of my eyelid. So I was freaking out because I didn't really know what caused it. I'm like, damn, is it the makeup? Is it the skincare routine? Like, because I've changed a lot of things all at once. But I think it's the micellar water. At first, I thought I also had these like eye patches that I got from Amazon. At first, I thought it was that because I only saw the bumps on the bottom of my like under eye, and that's where I wore the eye patch thing. So I'm like, it was you. But it's traveled like up to the top of my eye, and now like it's more so on my face. So I think that is the micellar water that I used, and I just think that my under eye is like a more sensitive area, so it just showed first before everything else. That's what I think. But I feel like right now it's in a process of healing. It's in a process of getting better or going through the motion. But that's been real sucky because like it's kind of itchy. Like I'm tired. Yeah, the whole makeup thing is it's interesting. I'm not surprised by it because I used to wear makeup every day. Like when I was in college, I would wear makeup every single day. It was like my uniform. And I also stopped wearing makeup around that college time too, where I would alternate. I think maybe that last year I was there, I would kind of like chill out on wearing as much makeup. So I already know there's a difference between kind of like how I'm perceived with makeup and how I'm perceived without it. It's just interesting. Like I prefer I think it's interesting because I could kind of hear I don't know. It's just interesting. I feel like I would always say to Donovan, or I don't know if I've said it on a podcast. Have I ever said that on the podcast?
Said what?
That people don't be talking to me, they won't talk to you.
Yes. Well, probably.
I'm not sure if I've said it here, but Donovan can, attest to this. I say this all the time. Like, oh, everybody always talks to Donovan. Nobody talks to me. Because they will leave what they're doing to come over to talk to him. And, oh, how's your day going? All that stuff. And nobody would talk to me. Now that I have makeup on, everyone is talking to me. For mad long, too. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So, such is life. Like Donovan said, I think brighter colors. Yesterday I wore like a long dark skirt and a dark top, and I feel like that made me come off as a bit more intimidating. I think there's like a line there for me, so I have to kind of keep that in mind, like to stay towards the brighter flowier stuff, because the darker stuff will make me look like, because I still have a resting face no matter what I do. So I feel like dark clothes plus my resting face, if you're not like already looking at me and I could smile at you, I feel like, you know, you might not want to come up to the table. So I'm gonna work on that, bro. Yesterday when I was wearing not yesterday, the day before yesterday, when I was wearing pink, like, I had customers. Normally when customers take pictures with us, we initiate that. That was the first time someone was like, "Oh, can we have a picture with you?" I'm like,
Was that yesterday?
the day before.
Oh, when you wearing pink.
Huh?
Now when you wearing black.
When I was wearing black, when I was wearing pink.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "Oh, can we take a picture? Can we take a picture with you?" They were from Singapore. I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." That don't happen. That does not. We be like, "Hey, can we get a picture with you?" Like, so it's a huge difference. A huge difference. And it's funny because the brand is already, like, we've already solidified the brand. We've already solidified the products. Everything else is already great. It's amazing. And like I said, we were the things that was holding the brand back. So that's what it felt like. After seeing Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, it's like, yep, that might be the thing. And I'm gonna wear brighter colors today and see how that goes. Because like I said, yesterday wasn't the best, but you know, we'll see. Also, I might be meeting Beyoncé tomorrow. I signed up. Y'all know me. I always be signing up for stuff. You know, it might be a part of one of my psyche things. Beyonce's foundation, it's called the Big Good Foundation. They had like a small business grant or something like that I applied to. So yeah, I applied to it. You know, was trying to see if we could get some money, because why not? And I got an email saying, "Hey, you know, we're inviting you to this luncheon that we're having." So I don't know for certain if Beyonce is going to be there, but it's called the Black Parade Tour, and it's supposed to coincide with her Renaissance tour. So it's kind of like she might be there just because they're doing it in a way where whatever city she's performing at, they're also having this luncheon. So they're having, like, they had one in Texas, one in Atlanta, one here, like, so the one for New York is tomorrow, and we were invited. There's only one person though, so I'm gonna be the one that ends up going. And yeah, it's gonna be tomorrow. It's for Black women run businesses, so I'm super excited and possibly might meet Beyonce. We'll see.
The next topic on my list was the marketing loan that we got, not from Square, but from the other people from earlier in the year. They gave us $1,500 in the beginning of the year, and then they gave us $7,500 recently. And we really been like going back and forth on whether or not we should even take it. Is that an option to not take all of it?
No. I feel like it probably would be.
Because we signed for the full amount. You think we could be like, we don't want to take the full amount? And they'd be like, sure.
Probably. They can't force me to take it.
Because I'm like, they can't force us to take it, but it's kind of like, do they have, like, are they supposed to give it out? Like, hey, we gave you $7,500. What do you mean you didn't give it out to them? They didn't want it.
That's not our problem.
Yeah, because
either way, like, if they give it to, there's no interest on the loan, so I could just give it back to you and say I paid it off.
The $7,500 is no interest?
I don't think so. Oh, so if it might be 3%.
Oh, okay.
Or 8%, like it's something very low.
Yeah. So here's my issue with that, right? We have an available $5,000 that we can use from them, right? But they want us to spend it just on online marketing, and I feel like it's a trap. I feel like it's a trap to have us only spend it on that because we're learning that, but we still have to pay you back every single month for that loan. So if we spend this $7,500 and don't get at least a good amount of info from it, then it was a waste of money, and we're still on the hook for $7,500. But they won't let us. They don't want us to spend on anything else. But we're not really sure how strict they are on that. Yeah, I guess. And I don't really. Yeah, I don't know. Cause you know what's funny? They have. Oh man, What do you think would happen if we just sent them a bunch of screenshots of Google Analytics and Hotjar and Lucky Orange, and like, all right, this is what we got back?
Yeah.
Do you think that they would even look at it?
Yeah, I think so. I think they want the data.
Cause I don't think they know how to read it. That's why I'm like.
Right. I never said they know how to read it, but you said they would look at it. I think they would look at it. If it would be beneficial to them, I don't know about that. And yeah, because I told them that we're gonna spend $2,400 on ads. So they probably wanted just like a chunk of that to be spent now, so that they could see something. Because their whole thing for giving us the money is to see what comes from it, like in terms of, does online marketing actually work? So it's like, if you don't give me like data across each thing, they probably won't have an idea of like if it works or not. But like on the list, I feel like if we just like refer to the list, everything is there.
Listen, I might hit them up next week, because I was thinking about paying off the other loan.
What loan?
From them, the original one.
I don't like their money. Like, why would you pay them off?
So we can probably get more money.
Right. I don't like their money.
What do you mean you don't like their money? What's wrong with their money?
I feel like it's too much red tape and back and forth and stuff like that. You don't think so? You disagree?
I mean, that's not a hindrance if they're giving me a good amount of money. Like if they're gonna give me $100K, I'll jump over a hoop, do a backflip.
Sure, but that's the other thing too. I don't know how much I don't want to pay it off for them to not give us a loan.
It was $800 or maybe less.
What do you mean? That we pay?
That we have left to pay on it.
Right, but like I said, I don't want to, because they might also say, well, you have this going out right now, so I don't want.
Well, he said we could talk to him. He said they might give us more. He said give him a couple weeks ahead of notice, and be like, all right. So I'm curious what they will do, because I'm like, we need $250.
You can start the conversation without paying for it.
Sure, I can do that. So that's kind of where we're at now. But I really think the idea of it is crazy to go, okay, here's this money. You have to spend it on here. If it doesn't work, you still owe us this money. But you can't spend it how you want to spend. Like, imagine if you want to borrow money for real estate, and I gave you the money and said you had to spend it on business cards. You'll be like, but I can't buy a house like that. Like, this is for business cards. What do you feel like is what happened?
Because they said it was an online marketing thing. Like, they said that was the program when they offered me the money. Yeah. So I feel like that I didn't give you money to buy a house. I gave you money to advertise the house that you're buying. No,
right.
Advertise a house.
Is there only one way to do that?
What do you mean?
What if I pay an influencer?
But that's a part of it. Like, that's included. You could do that.
But they said to spend it on ads.
For this first payout.
What if I don't spend any money on ads? So, like I said, that to me, I'm like, listen, if I want to spend the money on having a billboard, or I want to have like a freaking there's this big Las Vegas sphere. If I want to put something on there, I guess that would be an ad too. Listen, running online ads is not something you just do and you just make money from. It's a process. And to be on the hook for learning that, to me, is an insane hook to be on. Like, I would much rather us do something to make money and use the money for online marketing. So if we have to, like I said, Social Cat's a good one. They have influencers on there. It's like, okay, we'll give them a candle or pay them $100, see how it goes. Do we get any sales from that? All right, that's a small enough thing. I feel like for ads, we did run ads a little bit. I don't know if I've seen a decent amount of I say traction. We've had traction from it. I don't know if I've seen a decent amount of returns on ads without us having to run more ads to learn more about ads. I think there's a future of us learning ads, but I don't want to be on the hook for the future of learning about ads. Does that make sense? So like I said, that's my issue with them. But if we talk to them and they give us a different like, different tune, then I will definitely be open to doing something like that. One workaround that we did have was probably using, because we spent some of the money on like ads, and then we spent some other of the money on like inventory. So we probably still have maybe like $1,000 to spend on ads. So we're thinking about using like Google credits, because they give you like a free $500. So if we spend $500 and then they give us $500, that counts as spending $1,000 on ads. So that might cover the amount that they want us to spend on ads before they give us the next amount of money. So that's kind of where we are at right now with all of that. We will be back here next week. You can find all the behind the scenes content on our social medias. Mine is DonivanGray, DonivanGray, and you have Anita Burn, ANETABURN. You know what it is? Hashtag Bamboo Project 2023. The road to 500K. It's a long goal. And with that being said, Bamboo Project out.